51, Justice for Tyrone West, and Justice for all victims of police brutality. Tawanda, it's all you.
Thank you, my queen. Just like my friend just said, justice for my big brother Tyrone West and justice for all. But unfortunately, the world that we live in today, there is no justice. It's just us trying to hold folks accountable. And I have a lot that I want to unpack tonight. That's why I elected not to have any special special guests tonight. So we're just gonna have some homegrown table talk. So if you guys can hold on, and we're gonna show you the video that we try to show every time, with the exception of last week. We show you the video every time of one of the first officers that was involved in my brother's untimely ending of his life. We're going to share that video and we will be right back. Mic check.
Mic check.
Mic check.
Can't stop, won't stop, till killer cops are in cell blocks. Can't stop.
The following video portrays an incident of assault and violence at the hands of police. Viewer discretion is advised.
I suggest you back the fuck up. No.
This is Baltimore City Police Officer Jorge Bernardez Ruiz. In a video shot in 2016, Ruiz is seen with his knee on the back of an unknown man with a gun pointed at the man's head. His message was a clear one. Concerned onlookers, adhere to my dictates or else. Here, we can hear Ruiz saying to Baltimore residents,
I suggest you back the fuck up. No.
It is documented that Baltimore police officer Jorge Bernardez Ruiz is a repeat violent offender, even without access to all complaints against Ruiz, undisclosed by BPD Internal Affairs records. 6 cases involving Ruiz are known. This video will briefly highlight 6 total cases beginning in July of 2013. Case 1, Abdul Salam, July 1st, 2013. Here Salam is seen victoriously smiling in celebration after the jury found Ruiz and 2 other cops liable for brutality against him. However, because the trial was civil, not criminal, Ruiz was not fired and he did not go to jail.
Police profiled me. They followed me in the back of my house, harassing me. Police proceeded to violently and hostilely approach my van with me and my son in it. As I announced, this was my home, guns drawn. Once they reached my vehicle, they violently pulled me out, ramshacked my vehicle with my 3-year-old son strapped in his car seat, threw me against the gate, slammed me repeatedly.
Picked me up by my feet, and while I'm upside down, they proceeded to drop me on my head, hog tie me, and immediately when I fell on my head, Ruiz, in a wrestling type of action, and kind of hit his knee against my neck.
I was arrested. I had no idea what I was being arrested for. My son is scarred to this day. He remembers the incident as it happened yesterday. When he talks about it, he always refers to Daddy being on the floor with police yesterday.
Case 2, Darrell Harris, profiled, as seen in this video, July 17th, 2013.
Yeah, I said, what's wrong with it? Improper way with it. There's no such thing as an improper way.
You gonna tell me my job, bro?
I know the law.
Are you gonna tell me the law?
I know the law.
You gonna tell me the law?
I know the law. What's the problem? You giving me a ticket? You need my license registration?
Yeah, let me get it up.
Profile, y'all use the seatbelt as a reason. Profile.
Oh, sorry, do me a favor, take out your keys.
Yeah, you can record me. For what? Nah. I don't feel safe right now. Do you want me to step out the car? Do you want me to step out the car? I'll step out the car. Call the police, man. What do you call a supervisor? Don't about to do shit. This is getting uploaded to the internet right now. Yeah?
And we are two law-abiding citizens that we're getting targeted, and I don't know why.
Just 24 hours later, Bernardez Ruiz played a leading role in the police killing of unarmed Tyrone West. Case number 3, the murder of Tyrone West, July 18th, 2013.
My brother Tyrone West was brutally murdered on July the 18th, 2013.
In both of these cases, when you look at the pleadings and the harsh language of these officers that have been quoted to me by reliable witnesses, the N-word.
And Killer Ruiz and Killer Chapman and the rest of those 11 or 15 killers, including David Lewis, took something from my family that they can never give us again. And that was my brother Tyrone West, one unarmed man who was brutally murdered, beat to death in broad daylight.
Mic check.
Awesome. So I just want to first of all thank everybody.
All right, we're back.
I'm sorry. Were you saying something? Mic check.
Yeah, Rachel just said we're back. You're good.
Okay, I'm sorry because I apologize. So mic check. So I wanted to thank everybody for doing that. So sorry about that, Rachel. I couldn't barely hear you, so I apologize. But I just want to thank everybody tonight for tuning in to West Wednesday. And this is week 651. And you know, this is the second West Wednesday of the new year. And it's sad. Like, I'm not in a good headspace right now with everything happening at the very start of the year. You know, with there being no accountability whatsoever, and it's sickening. You know, and last week, unfortunately, we had our guest, Mr. Kenneth, on here, who pretty much is fighting for accountability for his baby Samara. And that is really sad. And later on, I'm going to have Rachel share a flyer because this weekend they're doing an event for her in Dallas. And they're going right to that hospital and they're doing a protest and they're asking everybody to show up with purple and white on. And I wish we had quick access to, you know, to be there with them, but I will be in solidarity with them. And I will be here in Baltimore at that time that they're doing it. I might even just go on live by myself just to stand in solidarity with them, just to, you know, honor and try to send love and support as best as I can. But right now it's just a lot on my mind. So Rachel, if you don't mind, can you share the flyer now real quick so everybody can see it? Mic check.
It's up to
Mic check.
Okay, thank you. Okay, so because I'm watching it from one of my computer devices and I guess my stuff is lagging because I don't see it. But anyway, but thank you for sharing it. Yeah, I see it now. So sticking together for change. And you know, so if you're in that area, if you're in Dallas, if you can go out and stand in solidarity with the family and the community for baby Samara, please come out. Like, and if you can't, maybe we could do our own little things right in our own communities. If we could just honor the baby by even on that day wearing purple and white and doing whatever we can do. And I'm going to kind of check back in with the family and see what we can do here from Baltimore to support them. I don't just say things because it sounds cool. I really say things that I mean. So, but if you're in Fort Worth, Texas, you know, please go out and show that family solidarity on this Saturday, July the 17th at 12. You know, so just go out there and show solidarity. So thank you, my queen, for sharing that. And Yeah, so I just want to talk to you guys because a lot is on my heart. And I just want to talk about, and I'm being bold at doing this because, being as though my brother's case is being handled right now out of the AG's office, but I can only be my real self and I'm unfiltered and I'm just going to say what I got to say. Right now, I feel so disappointed by the AG's office because when I heard about, at first it was, Bilal Abdullah, when they said nobody was going to be prosecuted or held accountable, that broke my heart. You have a man in the community gun, and I'm trying to watch what I say because I know that if you say certain words on social medias, and it's horrible, they can do reckless things to us in our community, right? But yet we can't say certain things now because they got all these censors up, and if you say this, they could flag you and all this stuff, but they will not stop us from being unsafe. That part is so disgusting to me. They could do these horrible acts to us, but yet we got to watch how we word what they do to us. That is sick by itself to me. And when I speak, I'm not speaking. Let me say this. I'm not speaking for the West Coalition. I'm speaking for myself. And again, I want to say that, we are, a coalition that fight for different things, and we come from different backgrounds and beliefs. But when we're on the the West Coalition, we're fighting for accountability, not just for my big brother, but for all the victims of police brutality. And again, I'm not speaking for nobody on here or, speaking for Tawanda Jones. This is me. I'm stepping out. I have no faith right now. My brother's case, because at first I was so excited about, hearing that they were going to revisit and reopen my brother's case. And I'm like, okay, yes, finally, it's in the AG's office. Yes, there's some hope left. I was feeling really hopeful. But every time, and I must say this, every time they do the things that they do, with not holding stuff accountable, it gives me no hope. It gives me no hope. It just like snatches away. I feel like right now, my brother casket is being reopened and he's being smothered all over again. And what happened with Bilal first, and then no type of accountability for him. And then Dante Milton, who literally was going through a mental health crisis, literally. And the way they did and what they did, and I'm thinking, okay, now they can't play this little Doug and Pony show, right? Because with my brother's case, we saw how corrupt the medical examiner's office was and blah, blah, this, that, and the third. And now I'm thinking, okay, it should be a little bit different now, this, that, and the third. They're going to get accountabilities. The AG's office is handling it. I wish at the beginning when my brother, this happened in 2013, that the AG office would have been handling my brother's case, and then to turn around and literally for them to just excuse me, I'm just blown because I try not to use potty words. I'm trying to keep it neat, but I really feel some type of way. But for them to turn around and do the foolishness that they are doing to Dante Milton, and then it ain't even just him. Like literally, I'm going to rewind, just everything. But for them, matter of fact, I'm just going to go from there. I'm not going to rewind them. Let's just talk about Dante Milton. We know what happened to him. This was a young, healthy man that was not on any drugs. And the saddest part is what they do is they will say that, oh, somebody had cocaine in their system, like they was in this drug volatile state of mind, and this is what happened, and they had exuberant strength, and this is why they had a heart attack, and they pretty much died. Well, see, that's what they did to my brother, and we know that my brother did not. They make it try to see like, oh, this was some drug addict, and even if my brother was a drug addict, which he wasn't, even if Dante Milton was a drug addict, which he wasn't, But the saddest part, you're talking about people that wasn't a drug addict, people that had family members that could stand up and step forward and say, I know my loved one. I put it on my life. My brother and his whole entire 44 years on this earth never, ever indulged in no cocaine. Never. Ever. And for them to do that, that broke my heart. And they're doing the same exact thing to Dante Milton's family. And it breaks my heart. It is disgusting. It's heartbreaking. And it don't even stop there. With Cello, here it is. You got a young man, a healthy young man, that went to go see his parole agent officer. Check in. He's probably the happiest, I don't know what, because literally this man was 2 weeks away from getting let go out of the system. They really turned his life around, so he was doing good stuff to where as though he was getting ready to be off. And you have a parole agent literally stalked this young man to his girlfriend's house, not to his house. So they can't even keep their lives straight. They can't even say, oh, we was doing like this well thing that we come and we check out to make sure that they live in it. They stalked him to his girlfriend's house. And then what they do is the same exact thing that happened to the lady that got killed, Renee. They got unalived. You know, they did the same thing. Oh, she tried to use her weapon, her car as a weapon. Foolishness, the lies they tell. But literally, they did the same exact thing. Just on yesterday, they did the same exact thing. They said Cello had drugs in his system. We're not worrying about Cello's system. We know that's I don't even know that man, and I could tell you that's a lie because it's the same game, different names, okay? But the fact that y'all do that is so disgusting to me. And we as human beings, as people, collectively and cohesively need to pull together and shut it down and say, look, enough is enough. Y'all not going to keep lying, coming back as if we're not already heartbroken, devastated, and disgusted that our loved one is no longer here. Not because they did something wrong, but because someone tried to play God and take their life, right? Take them out. Horrible. You know, and God don't even take us out. But for the fact that our loved ones are snatched from us with no accountability, and then you play these games, we don't want to know what was in Cello's system. We don't want to know what was in Dante Milton's system. Don't want to know what was in my brother's system. What was in the people that took their lives system? That's who you need to be drug testing. Let's be crystal clear. What was in their system? Because something had to be going on that they felt that type of haze or rage to take someone's life. That's what we need to do. We need to have them drug test them. Why are you drug testing dead people, deceased people? Because I'm trying to watch what I say on this line, but they are so disgusting. And if that wasn't enough on yesterday, for me to find out my sister, and I give her kudos and props, her son, Xavier, she's been fighting and fighting and fighting. And for that, taking stuff to the Supreme Court, pulling out-of-pocket money from her family to help for her family because her son is her family. You know, and for LaToya to be fighting so hard and just giving back and putting her own money out, for them to break her heart and just be like, oh, you know, we're not going to do nothing. We're not going to do nothing. Y'all not going to keep telling us y'all not going to do anything in regards to our loved ones. Because see, what happens is, and that's what I wanted to say with all due respect, because after a while, when they run out of doing what they're doing to us, then the people that's sitting by thinking that it can't happen to you or your family because of your race, your class, or whatever the case may be, they're coming for you. They're coming for your kids. So get it right while you're not in this. Because when this hits you in your front, the pain hit different. Like you can feel for somebody all day long, but until it's your loved one, you are not going to feel this type of pain. You're not, you can feel for me, but you're not going to feel the pain unless it's your brother, your child, your loved one. You're not going to feel this pain. We don't want nobody to feel this pain. This is not a club that we say, hey, recruit me. I want something bad and awful and terrible, something horrific, something to change my life forever, something that can either literally end my life if I'm not strong enough, to take it. But hey, I want this to happen. This is a club we didn't sign up for. And even the foolishness that's happening with Sonia Massey. Literally, they're supposed to be getting ready to come close to sentence, and the maniac that unalived her. Literally. And the crazy part is when they're unaliving us, especially with the females, because just like Malcolm X got it right, he said women are the most unprotected, disrespected beings, and I'm going to say America. It's sad and disgusting. And the same way Sonia Massey went to her door, no threat, young woman, had her father on here, Mr. James on here, young, beautiful queen, greeted them. She's greeting the people that was going to unalive her. Came to the door, feeling fine, feeling happy. Hey, y'all not going to hurt me, because that's what they do. That's what they do. You hear about it all the time. And they come in and at their orders, I want you to turn that pot off. So you saw the house fire, but he knew what he wanted to do. But my point is, after he did what he did, the horrible words that came out of his mouth, he called her a female dog. I don't want to say the word, but we all know what a female dog is. He called her a B. He said it. And that's the same exact thing that happened to Renee. Bad enough, she was no threat. You see her smiling, this ICE agent, he's mad because of her spouse talking to her. And even the spouse wasn't that disrespectful. All the spouse was being outspoken. We're not changing our tags. We're going to have the same vehicle that we have today. We're going to have it tomorrow, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. And we see with our own, as America would have it, lying eyes. We see her literally turning her will to back up, to give them space to go out. And what they do, I'm going to jump in front of you. I'm a grown man. With all this armor gear on, I'm just going to jump right in front of the vehicle, because I know when I start popping up. But my whole point was, as soon as he did it, what did he call her? A B. That's what they do when they kill females. They call her B. And I don't care if she was Chinese, black, white. She was a woman. No woman, no man, no child, no one. And this is me, Tawanda Jones speaking. No one deserves to be brutally unalive. No one deserves that. No one. But it's sad and disgusting. And right now, it's so many traps out here, guys. And I just want y'all to be careful. Because me, as a Christian woman, a mother, a teacher, a friend, a sister, all that, to wear many caps, right? I am human. I feel for people. And it's sad. We are in sad and disgusting times. But me being in church on this past week, and when my pastor's sermon, there was something about that sermon. I shared it on my Facebook, and I kept feeling it in my spirit. And when my bishop said to me, he said it to everybody that was in church, but he said, I don't know who I'm talking to in here, but you're going to be tried this week. And there's going to be more people for you than against you, but you're going to be tried. You're going to be okay. But it made me so scared. It was the same feeling, because the same bishop that serves me was the same one that did service for my brother. We were in church before he was unalive together. And the last sermon that my bishop gave him was, or us, as a crowd, and he said, hey, it seems like Black lives don't matter. I need y'all to be real vigilant and careful. And my brother Tyrone West, as we were leaving my church together, because he was my church partner, he said, sis, He said, oh my God, it felt like me and the bishop was in the church by ourselves. Like you disappeared. I just had a real spiritual connection with him. And that's how I felt on Sunday. And I was so scared and all that. I was like so messed up all this week. Like, God, please, I don't want to be tested no more. I'm done being tested. Please, God, don't let me be tested. And on yesterday, the only reason why I'm sharing this, and because I don't share all my business, because trust me, everybody think, oh, she always talking about something. If y'all only knew all of the stuff, the whole trip and nothing but the trip every day, walking in my shoes, what I go through that I don't even share, y'all would be messed up. Y'all be like, oh my goodness, are you serious? But I come with receipts. But my whole point, yesterday, I got tried by a Karen. Literally, I got tried by a Karen. And I will say this. Literally, and I thank God I was with my bestie, who is Caucasian, my pretty much sister from another mister, but I thank God I was with her. But literally, we're waiting for my daughter in a dark parking lot at cheer practice, because I take my daughter to cheer every day, things like that, come pick up type of thing, whatever, moving right on. So we're not only in a parking lot, we're on a Zoom meeting, minding our own business. We just backed up. It's late, and it's so not just us, but like everybody just like pulling in parking spots, waiting on their children to come out the gym. We sitting there minding our own business, not bothering nobody, minding our own business. And then all of a sudden, out the blue, literally out the blue, that's when all of a sudden, this car pulls up, glaring bright headlights, and you can't make this stuff up. Bright headlights in my face, and literally, I'm like, I know you lying. Like I'm literally on Zoom, like using potty words, because I'm like, I know this can't be true. But if that wasn't enough, saying like stuff, smart stuff, but looking at my face as if I'm the driver, and then their heart and whole demeanor changed when they realized, because they were so fixated on me and my African face, my melatonin skin. And once they realized, oh, she's not the driver, and look, and my friend is saying, hey, I can move my car, jumped out, didn't say nothing, left the lights on us for about good 20 minutes, but the whole trap was for me to get out the car. Well, it just seemed like, oh, an angry black female, is doing something, and then had the nerve to send somebody else to come move the car. Like, how you gonna block somebody and talking about you in my spot instead of a simple, excuse me, ladies, that's my spot. What do you do? Okay, cool. I'm not even driving, but you looking in my face, looking at me like you hate me and ain't even get a chance to know me. And that's what's wrong with this world. People will look at you, don't know you from a can of paint, and speculate and articulate just because the color of your skin, who you are. They will try to say who you are. By the color of your skin, they will try to sum you up. And if they don't like you or the color of your skin or how you got your hair, whatever the case may be, that could put you in, a whole terrible turmoil of a mess. And that was utterly disgusting. I'm in my mind like, what? And all I could think about, and it felt like a whole ton of bricks came off of me, because all I could relate to was, did my pastor just talked about this. My pastor just talked about this to me. He said, you're going to be tested and tried. And he said, more people's going to be for you than against you. And the first meeting that we ever had, where I got mostly all of the West Coalition on there, they're hearing me use all these potty words in 10 seconds. So it's just really disgusting. But I just want to tell people, please be careful out here. And when you see something wrong, say something. Don't just sit by and just let it happen. But I see we got a lot of questions and comments. So I would ask, is anybody able to read the questions and comments? And I will come back. Mic check.
Mic check.
Mic check. Can everyone hear me?
Yes.
Okay, perfect. I'll start off with comments. Check from Adina. The Attorney General is maintaining the status quo. There's been no beneficial changes to support victims or families of police brutality by them. They're no better than the state's attorney. It really feels like we wasted a ton of time trusting them in their process. They have yet to charge any officer in any death that they have caused outside of a traffic accident case. It's twisted. If it were you and I out there with Dante and failed to get him medical help, we'd be held responsible. It's disgusting that all of these agencies are allowing law enforcement to be above the law. They are using the same playbook over and over again all over this country because it gets them out of facing justice. They are the ones injecting people with Narcan and stuff so that toxicology comes back positive for something. I guarantee that these cops hop into the ambulances and make the paramedics do things as the first step of the cover-up. Mike check from Maine. Adina said half of the Supreme Court are criminals and PDFs. Renee Good's case is exactly like Donnell Rochester's, and it's eerie that they were both part of the LGBTQ community. These law enforcement officers are racist, misogynist, and homophobic. Nobody is safe out here. Hillary said, that's right, Tawanda. Law enforcement and mainstream media have a narrative they follow for victims of police brutality. Health issues and drug use when they have no evidence. They use disrespectful and dehumanizing language. Law enforcement should not see themselves as judge, jury, and executioner. You have so much on your plate, and the world keeps adding to it. Much respect for all you do. And from Angela, mic check. And that's all the comments at this point.
Okay, thank y'all, Mike Sack. Thanks everybody for that. And y'all hit it like literally on the point. And it's just sad. And like my sister said, with most of them are like racist and they scared of just everything. They scared of their own shadow. And it's just sad. And it does remind me of Donnell Rochester, a beautiful kid, that should have been celebrating, graduating from high school. Mom just got have a vehicle, and then you literally say, "Oh, he tried to ride me over." The poor baby was scared. Like what? And that's the times that we're in so much of scary times where as though anything that they do and say they think is it's the final word, and it should not be. We should never ever give up on fighting for our loved ones. And a big shout out to my sister Angela, who's fighting for her brother Timothy. It's just sad. Like this is a club that we did not sign up for, and by all rights. And the crazy part, we can't check. I mean, you can check in and out as much as you. I mean, you can't check out of it. You can. I mean, if you want to stop fighting, that's my whole point. Like, you want to stop fighting, then at that moment you don't have to fight. But at the same time, that's not going to change something. But at the end of the day, this is something we did not sign up for. So, and we just get recruited, and it's just sad. Like, how many more people? But I'm so disgusted at the AG's office right now. I have no faith in nobody. It's just like I feel like a dog circling his tail, and it's just sad. Like, we're in real times, and then I'm like all over the place because tomorrow is my mom's birthday. May she rest in peace. And it's always on Dr. King's birthday, and it's just a lot. Like, just thinking about my mom, but at the end of the day, it's just like, would I want my mom literally here on earth seeing all this foolishness that's happening, seeing her firstborn, unalive for no reason, just for the skin color, driving while black in America. Like, would I want my mom to see that? It was sad. Like, it's sad and disgusting. My poor grandmother, may she rest in peace, who lived 80 plus years to see that. It broke her heart. And all I keep hearing my grandmother ask the question, why did they do that to her grandson? They denied it all. And her way of like describing the events on what happened to her, my brother was that, why did they put him inside of the ground and leave him there? That's how she envisioned when she heard what happened. Once she got the news of what happened, as nice as we tried to put it and make it, neaten it up so that way she would not be upset, all she kept saying it was, why did they do that to him? But it's just sad. And right now I'm just praying. There's a lot on my heart. And then a couple years ago, on this day, I lost a beautiful one of my students, like during the COVID time, and my poor sweet Noelle. And I'm thinking of her mom today. She passed away during COVID, and this poor baby was only like 7 years old. And then when I think about any mother or losing a child, it's heartbreaking and devastating. And it makes me think of, like, in my whole career teaching, I done lost 2 baby students, not no teenagers, but baby students. And it makes me think about Serenity, who, last year was in a fatal car accident that took her and her friend barely life. So when I started thinking about that, my mind just is like spinning in this web of sadness, and I'm trying not to be sad, but it's hard. And then when you hear disgusting news, you hear mothers that are fighting and trying to be the difference maker, and then this happens to their loved one, and like the AG office for them to set back and just say, oh, we're not going to do nothing. And it reminds me, most men jumped into office. I had hope, like, oh, well, maybe, he will prosecute, especially since he knows how corrupt these officers are. He knows firsthand. But yet, no officer has been prosecuted, like, for seriously killing somebody, or you see little stuff. Of course, you got to put on the show, but, like, where's the real work at? Like, it's just sad. It's sad. Like, yeah, you work, and I'm thankful that you pushed my brother's case down the hill like a can of paint, just kicked it down the road to this person and that person. And again, it's that circle jerkery foolishness. We can't do this because this didn't. All this foolishness. It's the same thing. And there is no justice. It's just us trying to hold folks accountable. And that breaks my heart, because we should not have to do other people's jobs. We should not have to go and be our own lawyers. Like, why in the world? And ain't nobody going to give Miss LaToya back none of her money. She put out her money for her baby to get account, and we know that accountability can't be bought, but to actually fight that hard and show just cause as to you did not have to take her baby life for a traffic stop. It's like, where are we safe at? Tell me where. You're not safe in your car, because at any moment they want to pull you over, say something, they could do whatever they want to do. You go home and you're laying in your bed, they can do a home invasion and mess your whole house up, hurt you, your family, possibly take your life. So you're not safe in your home, not safe at a church, you're not safe in the school. Where are we safe at? And that's the part that bothers me so bad. So bad. And then now, it's just like we living in a purge, for real. We're actually living in the purge. Right now, as I'm speaking, we're living in the purge. We're living this daily. And it is sad, because whereas though racist people used to have their little table talk with their family, and their friends, now they scrape right in your face. Oh, I'm a racist. I'm proud to be a racist. Look at my Make America shirt. Great again. And I'm telling anybody, and I don't care, and I'm saying this, and again, it's not the West Coalition. This is me speaking. For people that voted for that type of hate when we were already in trouble, but you bring and put more stuff in the mix to make it worse. I don't forgive them. I never will forgive them for doing that, because y'all already ain't like, oh, this was a new candidate. You didn't know how he rolled or operate. And you made the hate get that much worse, and now you want to be looking like, oh, nah, man, I don't have nothing to say to you. Like, that is horrible, because you didn't you didn't consider us. You did. Some of them that look like me ain't consider themselves. It's just sad. Like, we're in some real times, but this show me this is deep, and it goes back to being in a spiritual warfare right now. And I just ask everybody to just be safe, love on each other, take time and enjoy every day, because if I step back and I let this stuff, even though it's trying to overtake me, but that's why I try to celebrate, enjoy yourself, because yeah, we do got stuff to be sad about, but we do have a lot of blessings. Don't let your blessings slip by, because we're so caught up in the moment of this ain't right, that ain't right. Focus on the right. I'm asking everybody, focus on whatever, even if it's a little piece of something right that's going good for you in your life. I need you to pretty much glorify that, highlight it, and let that be the light. Let that little piece or that seed be the light. and get past this stuff, because life not meant for us to just walk around and sad, mad, and upset. You know, life is for us to enjoy it. Because if I look around the world is a very beautiful place. You know, you see the beautiful birds, the animals, the everything. But it's the people. It's the people. And I'm going to tell you, that's why I love teaching young minds, because guess what? Children don't come out there, parents being racist. That's something that's taught. I look at, and that's why I love teaching a diverse class where everybody loves each other. And ain't nobody looking at their skin color, and they real inquisitive, wanting to know stuff. How does this work? How does that work? And all I do is spread the love. And I always, even before this happened to my brother, I always say, live to love to live. And that's what it's about. Love to live. Like, love to live, because you don't want to wait until that sad moment where you lose everything and you're looking back like, wow, I missed so much time. And one of my sisters shared something to me yesterday, that like the other day, I'm sorry, it wasn't yesterday, but it was the other day, that one of her friends wrote, and I'm not going to share because that's not my place to share, but it was so deep, and it make you look at your life and enjoy every moment. Don't get caught up into all the stuff that's wrong. Get caught up in everything that's right, y'all. Let's just live. Let's just love up on each other. And when you see something wrong, call it out. You know, and just be thankful for the people that we got in our circle and in our space, because they are blessings. They are blessings. And I want to tell y'all, they are blessings. So again, I'm praying for Cello's family, because I know that got to be a smack in the face. I know they're like on the emotional roller coaster. It's like, okay, wow, it take all these months, more than 6 months, for you to arrest this guy, but then they still not transparent about that part. But then, oh wow, if that's not enough, then you turn right around and now you want to say, my beloved one. You want to say, oh, he was on cocaine, he had drugs in his system. What does that, first of all, we know that's a lie, but what does that got to do with the stalker stalking him to his girlfriend's house and taking his life? What does it has to do in Dante Milton's case? Him asking for help. As his mom taught him, you know, when you feel like that, you need to go to the hospital, just call for help, baby, and we'll be right there. And you make that call like, okay, I hear my mom's voice, let me call to get help. And somebody sat on you and smothered the life up out of you, but yet they want to say, oh, by the way, he had fentanyl and cocaine in his system. Get out of here with that foolishness. And the list goes on. And the over unaliving of Abdullah, that was horrible. 38 rounds in one person? Are you kidding me? But yet you walk white people to accountability. You walk serial killers to accountability. You walk who you want to walk to accountability. You give some a bulletproof vest. You give some burgers. See them on. But yet somebody got a weapon on them. And instantly you take them out. And the first thing you do, and then you show us videos. And I'm sick of these videos, guys, that we cannot hear the sound. The only thing they let us hear is, stop, drop your weapon. But you'll never let you hear the victim. You hear all of them with all this foolishness, this acting. And they're poor actors and actresses. Yes, they are. T said it, not the West Coalition. That's how I feel. They are poor actors. I could get better acting on the weakest TV show ever. I'd be better performed than that. Like, they're poor actors and actresses. Stop. And then all you hear, like, it's sickening. I don't even want to get into it because it's making me upset more and more. But I'm praying for LaToya. Baby, keep fighting. I already know I ain't got to tell you because you know she's going to keep fighting. And I know Dante Milton's mom, at least I know she's going to keep fighting. Because where you think y'all hindering or slowing us down, all you doing is making us fight even harder. But Lyle's family's going to continue to keep fighting. You know, all of us, we're going to continue on fighting. until we can't do it no more. So I know I unpacked a lot, but I'm just want to let y'all know if you're in the prayers, say prayers right now, because guys, we need them. If you're not in the prayers, that's fine too. Send nothing but positivity. That's all we need. We got enough of negative stuff that's happening in the world. We don't need that. People are on the edge right now. And watch out for the traps. That's all I gotta say. Because I felt like the trap for me yesterday, they wanted me to get out the car so bad and go up in there. You never know what Karen might have had on her or anything. Especially since you got these people nowadays. Oh, I fear for my life. She was a irate black woman talking foolishness to me because she was in my spot. And my whole time, I'm not even the driver. Whole time the driver's like, hey, I can move, sweetie. And you flinging your hand up, still being ignorant. You can't make this stuff up. Hollywood couldn't make this stuff up. But again, I just want to let you guys know it is real out here in these streets. And again, how I started off the show, I want y'all to send prayers and love to Kenneth, who lost one of his baby twin daughters. And if that wasn't enough, she was sent to the funeral home with no organs. Could you imagine a parent losing a baby? And then if that you're trying to get all this on your mind and process everything, right? Just thinking about, oh my goodness, like this is unreal, I'm in a nightmare. And then it get worse. Oh, by the way, your baby had no organs. And this is not the West Coalition, it's me. That makes me think that again, because I know that Black people are healthy people, even the little babies. Or if you got a sick, rich white baby or whatever the case may be that needs a heart or lungs or whatever the case may be, and you got a healthy baby, yeah, they might have been premature, but lungs are fine, heart is fine. I had a preemie. My preemie about 6'5", healthy as an ox, right? But my whole point is, I feel like, what did y'all? Because now I'm looking at, because once you show me, that's like you bring my food out and I see some hair on my plate. I don't want none of the food. I'm not gonna pick the hair off my plate. So I'm gonna throw the whole plate away. I'm throwing the whole hospital away. What? Y'all was jealous because they had healthy twins and you let one of them die because that was your whole intent? To take that baby organs? Like, oh, well, they got twins. Then, no, you're not about to play with us like that. But I don't want to be the speculator, but it is what it is. That's just me. That ain't who I'm connected with. Because like I said, when I get on here, the West Coalition had no idea what I'm going to say. No idea. All they do is show support, and that's why I love them the best way that they can. So shout out West Coalition. I love you guys. Shout out to everybody that tuned in tonight. So I'm going to check in one last time to see if we have any questions or comments before we go to our sad list. And tonight, thank goodness, we only have one fatality on the community violence list. So, mic check.
Mic check.
Mic check. Just one additional comment from Dan responding to Angela saying, hey, Angela Queen. Mic check.
Mic check.
Mic check.
Thank you, Kalia, for reading the questions, and just thank you for being you. Thank you so much. Appreciate you.
Yeah, thanks for having me be a part of this, Tawanda.
I really thank, and I appreciate everybody's time, because this is like hard work, like that we all do, because it's a struggle just to like try to come together and just keep our clear mind and a clear heart and doing the work that desperately needs to get done. And I'm just praying that the AG office get it right, because it's just sad. It's like you try to go past people, but it's like you going around in a circle and it's like, oh, we're not going to do nothing. Yeah. And it's almost as a thing like y'all wanted to calm us down. That's how I think. Like you want to calm us down. I feel like I'm at one of my students in the summertime doing summer camp. We have the magic show, and I want to see the rabbit get pulled out of the hat. And the card that I tell you, oh, I'm thinking of an ace, whatever. and you pull that ace, whatever, out. And it's like, dang, how you know we're thinking about it's just sad and sick. But I feel like it was to calm us down because, and I'm going to end on this note before we go to the sad list. Think about 1 week, guys, our city got ripped apart, literally with heartbreak after heartbreak after heartbreak, under worthless Worley belt. Under worthless Worley belt. It was Bilal first, then it was Dante, and then it was a poor elderly woman. I believe her name was Miss Pamela, and God forgive me, please don't judge my heart, because everybody know I'm horrible with names. Sorry, I apologize. But it was a 70-year-old woman. And the saddest part, they all in the same community. And everybody was outraged. We were showing up at City Hall. We packed the street for marches. But again, sometimes we let the outrage get just burnt out. And then we move on to the next distraction. Then they start talking about the Diddy case, and everybody, oh, look at Diddy, but we ain't looking at what they doing. And they're like, oh, well, AG's office is holding it. Okay. All right, cool. And they come right back. Bam. No, we ain't doing that. No, we ain't doing that. No, we ain't doing that. Like, what? Huh? Make it make sense. Watch out for the distractions. Keep focused and remember. And I'm saying this because I meant it. That's why I made it up, because I said it from my heart. We're more than hashtags and body bags. We're more than being 6 feet in the dirt and pictures and buttons on T-shirt. Our lives matter. It may not matter to the folks that are taking us out, but it matters to the families that you leave suffering. And I'll say it again, suffering behind. And on that note, we're going to go into the sad list. And before we go into the sad list, I'm going to say our little statement. And of course, I'm not going to read it. I'm just going to say it freely. And we're going to take like 2 minutes and we're going to roll into it. And I again want to thank each and everybody for your time. And just to be on the bright side, before I kind of wrap up, I want to let y'all know we have things, the West Coalition are planning things, and we're going to need you guys' support because we're about to be doing a lot of stuff, and we're going to tell y'all, so just keep checking the emails, keep your eyes on us, but we're going to definitely be doing stuff, and we're going to need support in some areas, but we're going to be doing stuff, and we got a lot of big stuff planned for 2026, yeah. Big stuff. I'm talking about, we're going to tell y'all. But sometimes I get afraid because it seems like when big stuff happen, the bigger the attacks come. But it is what it is. It's not going to stop us. So with that being said, I want to go into the mission statement. It is the mission of the West Coalition not to just fight for my big brother Tyrone West, but literally for all the victims of police brutality and unaliving. Whether it's by a CO, whether it's a poor baby in a hospital who they take their organs. No matter how or what happens, we are here to advocate peace and accountability. And as a West Coalition member, even though we come from different walks of life, because some of us are Christians, some of us might be communists or whatever the case may be, but that does not reflect on all of us. But at the end of the day, we all are at the table fighting for accountability for all the victims, right? That's what we're here for. We believe in peace. We believe in mediation, because at the end of the day, if somebody can come to the table and sit and have table talk, guess what? All the parties are walking away and everybody is safe, right? That's our point, to keep everybody safe. And when we get the names of these different victims, whether it's on the community violence list or if it's on our police brutality list, right? We know that it's one fight, and that's for accountability. Nobody cares if, your loved one was harmed or hurt just by law enforcement or community violence. Somebody was hurt, and that kind of hurt you can't turn off. But the difference, and we know this as well, when officers are involved, they're hardly ever held accountable. That was what the night was about. There is no justice, it's just us, right? But again, we get these lists from a national and local outlets. And unfortunately, we don't have any other additional information to tell you who these people are or anything or what happened. So we're sorry that we can't be more in depth. And sometimes we might say a name and you might frown the face and say, oh my goodness, I can't believe you said this person. But again, I'm going to say this. No one deserves to be brutally unalive. No one. No one. Okay? That's me. So with that being said, if you're in a prayer, please say a prayer for these last few minutes, right? Before we go into the sad list. If you're into just sending positive energy or just in your mind thinking of what can we do to support Dante Milton's family right now, Bilal family, my sister Angela family, the West Coalition, what can we do? Latoya, Xavier's family, what can we do? To stop all this foolishness, right? That's what you want to do for those 2 minutes. That's all good. But right now, the time now is, I believe, 7:58. We're going to come back. Let's do this. Let's just come back at exactly 8 o'clock. 8 o'clock. We're going to get a couple of 8 o'clock. We're going to come back and we'll just start up with the sad list. And then we're going to be heading towards ending the podcast. Mic check.
Mic check.
Wow, time is really flying. It is 8 o'clock, and as promised, I said we was going to come back at 8 o'clock. So now the time is now 8 o'clock, and I'm handing it over. Mic check.
Mic check.
Mic check. Thank you, Twanda. So this week, we only have one life lost to in Baltimore to homicide. As someone once said, that's 10 too many, but one is what we have, and that much we can be thankful for. And just as always, I would remind you that this person had a family, had friends, had coworkers, just had neighbors and people. We don't know why they loved him. And all those people are impacted. And so we show our solidarity with them by lifting his name up, and we dedicate ourselves to this work of eliminating police violence and community violence as a source of death in our communities. So I'd ask you to just lift up the name of Derek Dangerfield.
Derek Dangerfield.
Dangerfield. Thank you, Brother Brian. Oh, I'm sorry. Were you saying something else?
No, we're good. I said thank you. You said thank you, and so we're both welcome.
Okay, yeah, and I was saying thank you for sharing. I appreciate that, because I know it got to be hard and tough to share. Saying nobody wants to be the bearer of bad news. So yeah, But on that note, guys, again, I want to remind you, if you're down in Texas, please go out and support our brother Kenneth and his family. And, and like I said, and sometimes you don't even have to be in one particular city, state, you still support, It could just be the simple act of just saying a prayer or sending positive energy or whatever the case may be to help. And I will be bringing him back on soon to actually join us. So again, Saturday, just kind of watch my Facebook because I plan on it. Thank you, Rachel, for putting that back up. Sticking Together for Change. And that's a very powerful flyer, very beautiful flyer. Sticking Together for Change. And that's just like registering so much in my soul. And that's what we have been doing for all these weeks. Sticking Together for Change. So if you're there, please go out and support and whatever you can do. And while we're talking about sticking together for change, let's stay in solidarity, stay in prayer for my friend Alicia, Dante Melton's mom. Stay in prayer and all that for Xavier's mom, Latoya, our friend Malcolm, Charlo's friend and his family, his father, who was just holding it down in their town for his son. Stay in prayer for them, please, guys. They need you. We need you guys. Just prayer, sticking together for change. So remember, live to love to live. I love you all. And we will notify you guys as to what we will be doing next West Wednesday. Mic check.
Mic check.
Mic check.
Mic check.
And Mr. West begging for his life, and Mr. Salam begging for his child to be excluded and comforted from what was taking place. Not for himself, but for his 3-year-old child.
Case number 4, Adina Britt and family, September 10th, 2015.
My name is Adina Britt, and I wanted to submit a 30-second testimonial that Jorge Omar Bernardez Ruiz is one of the 11 terrorists that came into my house performing a home invasion in September 2015, terrorizing my entire family and even holding my 12-year-old son at gunpoint. He needs to be stopped.
Case number 5, unidentified arrestee, assaulted in 2016.
I suggest you back the fuck up. No, why you want to talk to me?
Again, this video did not surface until the summer of 2020. Case 6, Thomas McCullough, May 2016 and February 2017.
I heard my front door coming off the hinges like it exploded.
Thomas McCullough says it happened twice. In May 2016 and February 2017, Baltimore City Police burst through his green front door and raided his Pimlico home.
They said, police. They come up, shotguns, guns.
He says officers ransacked the place, looking for drugs, money, and weapons. He took pictures of the damage he says they left behind.
Tell us where the drugs are, the scales, the guns, and the large amounts of money.
Nothing was found. Now he's suing police, claiming officers, including a former member of the Gun Trace Task Force, frightened him, his wife, and father-in-law when the officers conducted what his suit calls an illegal search of his home. The owner of the house tells 11 News after the second raid, he had to replace the front door. McCullough and his attorney say they want Baltimore police held accountable.
There is a colossal breach of trust.
And McCullough tells us following both raids, no one was arrested or charged.
This all begs the question, when will Baltimore City State's attorney see the prosecution of Bernardez Ruiz as warranted?
They were the stopping officers in these so-called jump-out cars, unmarked and so forth, that stopped both the West vehicle and the Salam vehicle without probable cause. And these officers are the ones that also were joined by others, but they are the ones who initiated the stops, pulled both men out of the vehicles, and commenced the vicious activity that was thrust upon them.
And the Officer Ruiz that started this attack is still working with promotions. He is now sergeant. But the fact that this repeat violent offender had a history leading up to my brother. There was Darrell Harris, there was James Green, Joseph Green, Abdul Salam. No one family deserves to be brutally murdered or brutalized by this repeat violent offender Ruiz. It is time we take action. The time is now.
Baltimore police officer Jorge Bernardes Ruiz is a repeat violent offender. Based on these accounts, in accordance with the law, we, the West Coalition, call for him to be fired, prosecuted, and incarcerated.
We're more than hashtags and body bags. We're more than being 6 feet in the dirt and pictures and buttons on t-shirts. Our lives matter.
For the safety of our city, the prevention of further harm, and the justice for these families, we see no other option.
And again, I'll say, the time is now.